Hello and good morning, and welcome to Encore Learning's annual meeting of members. I'm Marilyn Marton, Encore Learning's president, and I'll be chairing today's meeting. Looking around, I see board members as well as instructors and all of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. A little housekeeping first. On your screen, you should see the agenda we will follow this morning. If you have any questions, please keep them to the end and we'll address them at the end. But our first order of business is to announce the results of the election of new committee chairs and officers for the upcoming fiscal year beginning July 1. Thanks to all of you who voted for these outstanding candidates. Dick Juhnke, who served as the chair of the nominations committee, will announce the results of our election for committee chairs and officer positions. Dick, take it away.
Thank you. We received 204 absentee ballots representing 21% of our membership, and that satisfies our quorum requirements. So this meeting can confirm election results and conduct other business. I'd like to express my appreciation to my fellow members of the nominating committee, Kathy Sheehan, Ed Rader, Ellen Marcus, and Sandra Borden, for all their hard work. We thank those current board members who had agreed to continue to serve, and we believe our new board members on this year's slate will be strong and positive additions to the board. 203 of the 204 voting members voted in favor of the entire slate. One ballot withheld voting for a specific nominee. And now let me announce the newly elected officers, chairs, and co-chairs. Barry Ginsberg, Vice President, Stephen Shapiro, Treasurer, Joan Carter, Secretary, Deb Spiro, Academic Programs Committee Co-Chair, Susan Bornstein, Academic Programs Committee Co-Chair, John Metzler, Class Aids Co-Chair, Michael Stutz, Class Aids Co-Chair, David Briggs, Community Advisory Council Chair, Richard Rubin, Information Technology Committee Chair, Lynn Ray, Membership Committee Chair, Ann Kaup, Publications Committee Co-Chair, Bill Riley, Publications Committee Co-Chair, Louise Kenney, Special Events Committee Chair, and Jane Naj, Volunteer Committee Chair. President Marilyn Marton and Vice President Mildred Patterson will be serving the second year of their two-year terms, and past President Tom Adams is an ex officio member of the board. Now we are pleased to welcome the newest board members, and we'll let them introduce themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick, and thanks to your entire committee for this impressive slate. Oh, you're right. Let's meet our new board members.
We're going to hear from a couple of new members virtually, and then we'll meet some that are here with us today.
Excellent.
I'm Louise Kenney. You might recognize me from some of the special events that we've had over the past few years. I live in Alexandria. I moved here about 18 years ago from New Jersey. While I was in New Jersey, I worked in New York City in the advertising business, then transitioned to the fundraising business and came down here to accept a position at the United Way Worldwide, which happens to be across the street from me here in Alexandria. I've been on our special events committee since prior to the pandemic, and I have absolutely liked it. So I'm very pleased to accept your nomination to be on the board and to be chair of the special events committee on the board. I think special events has been a wonderful contribution to Encore Learning, both our members and then to the general public, since, as you know, for our Monday presentations, we allow the general public to listen in as well. But I think it's a great organization, and I'm very pleased to accept your position on the board.
I'm Lynn Ray, and I'm thrilled to be joining the Encore Learning Board representing the membership committee. Encore Learning is a place where people have come together to share ideas, spark curiosity, build lasting relationships. And I know I've enjoyed the program since we moved to Arlington 2 years ago. As a career marketer, I've been fortunate enough to lead marketing research teams, develop strategic campaigns and materials, drive new product initiatives in the healthcare, pharmaceutical, and financial industries. I'm eager to apply those experiences towards engaging prospective members, strengthening our outreach efforts, and supporting the continued growth of our learning community. As co-owner of a small business, I've also led marketing and community outreach, an experience that highlighted to me the importance of building strong community connections. I'm personally excited to help grow our vibrant community of learners in the coming years.
Thank you. Mike, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Mike Stutz. I'm honored to have been elected to the Encore Board of Directors. I built a 33-year career as a neuropsychologist at Eastern Virginia Medical School and was awarded Professor Emeritus by the Board of Visitors upon my retirement 7 years ago. At EVMS, I taught several courses and seminars, supervised a couple hundred doctoral students in clinical psychology, chaired 10 dissertation projects, directed a nationally accredited doctoral training program, and finished as vice chair of my department. Outside of EVMS, I was appointed to several Virginia health regulatory boards by 3 different governors and served as president of the Virginia Academy of Clinical Psychologists. I've taught 2 Encore courses a total of 5 times and have also served on the Academic Programs Committee. I believe these experiences will collectively serve me well as an Encore board member. I'm looking forward to learning from my fellow board members and serving Encore in this new capacity.
Thank you.
Great. Susan, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Susan Bornstein, a long-term Arlingtonian. I'm excited to have the opportunity to co-chair the Academic Programs Committee. My background is 30 years in international development, particularly focused on poverty reduction in Africa and women's economic empowerment. Since joining Encore in late 2023, I've found the courses in the community very enriching, and it's been very exciting to get more involved. I've served on the APC and served numerous times as a class aide the past year. This year, I developed a course for the spring term on Black history in Arlington from enslavement to Jim Crow. I look forward to collaborating with Deb, Jeanne in her new capacity, and other APC members to build on the impressive course offerings, particularly to look at new processes to continue to grow the pipeline of instructors and to expand the diversity of courses. So a special thanks to Deb and Jeanne for their APC leadership and for their support and counsel as I take on this role. And thank you to the Encore executive team as well for your support and collaboration in these various roles that I've been in. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, congratulations to our new team and to our new members. Welcome to our leadership team. Okay, let me do a quick review of what we've accomplished this last year and what we're looking ahead to. Our membership remains strong, still around 1,000 members, which is wonderful. We've had a great fall semester as well as a spring semester. In the fall, we put on about 37 courses, both a mixture of virtual, person, and hybrid. Similarly, 37 courses this spring, ending today, both in person and virtual and hybrid. We've also recorded about 9 courses this spring semester, and we have found that people really like the recorded courses because it gives them great flexibility in when they can catch up or actually keep their schedules clear. Coming in the fall, we're looking toward some 40 classes. So again, I'm thrilled with the fact that we have such a wonderful assortment of courses. And most impressive, both last fall and this spring to me, is that 25 of the courses we've put on have been new and different courses from previous semesters. Thanks to the hard work of our APS committee, both Jeanne, LaBella, and Dean Shapiro, as well as their committee, for being able to find brand new things to challenge us and keeping our program so vibrant and up to date. The fall catalog will be online late in summer, and once again, it will be available both online and in hard copy. We will continue to provide printed copies of our catalog each semester, thanks to the generosity of one of our former members, Jack Royer. Jack, who passed away last fall, was an early member and founder of Encore Learning, and a gift from Jack to Encore Learning is the reason for the printed catalog's return. In addition to a robust course offering this past year, we've also sponsored a number of outreach events. At several Arlington Philharmonic performances, we have provided an Encore Learning reception and information table with membership information as well as snacks available. And we get a great number of people coming over to inquire and see what they might be able to learn from us. Last month, in cooperation with George Mason University, we hosted a very popular showing of the film Immediate Family with discussion and refreshments afterwards. This year also saw a return to Central Library for an in-person event. An author, Rebecca Graham, discussed her book about Frances Perkins, Secretary of Labor, the first woman to serve in a presidential cabinet. The library auditorium that day was filled and only matched by the virtual audience, suggesting the popularity of these library events. We were absolutely delighted to see the startup after 5 long years, pandemic related, which put a halt to so much. We also know that members wish to have even more opportunities to get together in person. So we're looking at ways to achieve that for this coming year. A musical event and open house is planned for October, featuring Ken Avis, who you probably all know about, talking about the history of popular music in Northern Virginia, from plantation to punks and everything in between. Again, featured at George Mason University. Our newsletter will have all the details. I hope you can join us. Other opportunities for in-person events are our many clubs. We have 11 vibrant clubs that bring people to concerts, restaurants, movies, and even water sports. Our club coordinators, there are 15, make it possible to bring members together to inquire into issues, to have some fun, all the while forming new connections with other members. Another item to note from this past year is the ongoing membership of individuals who are members of our senior communities in the area. Encore Learning's partnership with Goodwin Living continues. And this past year, we've also formed a partnership with a new facility in the District of Columbia, the Fitzgerald. Please see our webpage under Partnership Organizations for more details about the Fitzgerald, as well as our other partners. By working with organizations such as Goodwin Living, the Fitzgerald, Arlington Public Library, Arlington County, we increase and enhance our ability to provide enrichment for our members. While I'm reflecting accomplishments this past year, you might also want to know what some of our members have to say themselves. I want to give you a couple of comments about our organization from the mouths, or perhaps the computers, of some of our members. First, Encore helps me to continue to grow, to learn, and to feel alive. And another, learning is exciting and invigorating. The opportunity to keep doing this is vital to all of us as we age. I couldn't agree more, and I hope all of you share this enthusiasm. Let me finish my update and review of the last year by recognizing 4 of our board members who will be departing their roles very soon. First, of course, is Jeanne LaBella. What can I say other than without Jeanne and her committee, what would we be? Jeanne has been at the heart of our organization, our classes. Thank you, Jeanne, for helping to make and keep us a terrific program. Carol Fuller. We thank Carol for working to update and improve our training for Class Aides. She has said she's enjoyed being on the board, helping others with their courses, and most importantly, she's going to continue to be active in Encore Learning. Also departing soon is Jean Falvey. Jean, who is moving from the area, is leaving us all too soon, but she's left her mark on our outreach activities, starting ways to reach new and diverse members. We'll miss you, Jean. And finally, Marty Sudum. Marty has been such an integral part of Encore Learning's move into the technology world that while he may leave his leadership role, he'll always be with us through his work. He's helped us technically challenge people by step-by-step directions while seeking and moving to the future at the same time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Marty. But let me also thank the more than 150 people who volunteer each year. On behalf of the board, I thank each of you for contributing your time and expertise. You make it possible to bring these high-quality, low-cost programs to our community. We couldn't do it without you, nor without our instructors. Thank you. And now for a quick update about our financial positions. Let's have a short report from Steve Shapiro, our treasurer.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to give you a really quick update of our financial situation without getting into too much of the detail here. But you can see that for the current fiscal year, we project a modest surplus of about $29,000 based on the sources of income and the expenditures. We've been able to keep our costs under considerable control. And we also were able to receive a number of very generous donations to the general fund from a number of members, some of whom I'm sure are here today. We also, as we mentioned, we have the Royer bequest, and that will show up in our balance sheet, but we use that to offset the costs associated with the printed catalog. So, and we continue to use that. That particular bequest is restricted to that particular purpose. So next year, we think we have a relatively conservative and realistic projection of both our revenue and the expenses. And you can see we factored in a modest cost of living increase for the staff, but so we hope to approximately break even next year on roughly the same amount of revenue. And then you can also see our financial assets have gone up because the Royer bequest is now fully in our accounts. All of these funds, except for the ACF, which is Arlington Community Foundation, except for that one, all the rest of them are invested very, very conservatively in treasury bills or government-insured CDs. And then the ACF fund is in a balanced portfolio that has a mix of assets that they manage or they oversee the management of that. So I think we're in pretty good financial shape. And of course, I'd be welcome to have any questions if you have that at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. As I conclude a review of this past year, perhaps one of the best ways to do that is to give you some insights from a couple of our committees: membership, special events, and academic programs. Our departing chairs will give you some highlights of what their year has been like and how they've contributed to Encore Learning.
Go ahead, Jeanne.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. I'm pleased to give you a brief report on Encore Learning's membership activities for this fiscal year. We are, as you heard, about 1,000 members strong and counting. That includes 100 new members this fiscal year. And Encore Learning has been a fantastic experience for me, and we want more people to experience this. So we're doing a lot of outreach efforts. Marilyn enumerated some of them. And one of the ones that we did in September, and again, it was one of our returns to in-person, was a clubs and membership open house at George Mason University. We also did an Arlington Employment and Volunteer Fair. Well, it was hosted by the Leadership Center for Excellence and Volunteer Arlington, but we were participating in it. And then numerous other outreach efforts, and we're always interested in other ideas. So if you have an idea, please let us know, and we'll take it from there. We've also done partnerships. Again, Marilyn mentioned those. Goodwin House, we're very, very grateful for our continuing partnership with Goodwin House Alexandria, Bailey's, The View, and Goodwin Living at Home, and the Fitzgerald. The Fitzgerald is a brand new 100 homes in Washington, D.C., just opened this month. So stay tuned because they're interested in doing some events with us in addition to their members, but they're interested in hosting some events. So a very, very special thank you and warm welcome to you new members and Goodwin and Fitzgerald residents. And my term is ending this July. I've really enjoyed being the chair of the membership committee. I will continue my membership in Encore Learning, and I am thrilled that Lynn Reyes is going to assume the role as chair You heard from Lynn, and I'll tell you from my personal experience, she's fantastic. She's got great skills to really, really make a good impact on core learning. And we want to hear from you, your ideas, your thoughts. Please invite a friend, a neighbor, or colleague to attend a class with you or an event with you. And as always, thank you for being part of Encore Learning.
Thank you, Jeanne.
Now we're going to hear from Louise Kenney from Special Events.
Hi there again, Louise Kenney here. I wanted to highlight some of the achievements that we've had this year on our Special Events Committee so far this year, and then also give you a sneak peek of what's coming up for our special events efforts here. We had a very successful new type of event showing a film, Immediate Family, in early April, and we were fortunate to have the producer of the film here who stayed for a reception and Q&A afterwards. It was very well attended, a very enthusiastic reception, lots of questions. It was very successful. Also, we had recently a successful tour of the George Washington Masonic Temple here in Alexandria. About 40 people attended. It was organized by our committee member, Tom Underwood, and we went out to lunch afterwards, so it was a nice social gathering as well. And then in February, we went to the portrait gallery to see an exhibition, The Shape of Power, which was very powerful. We had great docents there. So we've had lots of events so far this year, including, by the way, Don Byer spoke with us in January. And then shortly after that, we had Tom Reinhardt from Mount Vernon, who came to talk to us about the restoration efforts there. So again, very interesting presentations. So what's next? Well, we have kind of some exciting things coming up. We have a tour of Nats Stadium coming up in May, the behind the scenes of Nats Stadium. So that should be terrific as well. And later on in the year, we have Chuck Rosenberg, the MSNBC legal analyst, who will be talking to us. And Ken Avis will also be with us. Some of you have taken Ken's courses and you know how lively and entertaining and informative he is. So lots of good things coming up, and please do think about joining us. If you've got good ideas, we're looking for idea people and the people that will execute on those ideas. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Louise.
Morning, I'm Jeanne LaBella. For the past 8 years, I've been a member of Encore Learning's Academic Programs Committee, which plans courses for our spring and fall terms. I have been a co-chair of this committee since 2020. Our spring 2025 term is wrapping up this month, and the Academic Programs Committee is wrapping up planning on 42 courses that will be offered in the fall. The fall term begins September 29th. Most of our fall courses are on new topics, and it's a rich array of topics. Just a little sample, we're going to have a course on knowledge management for our personal lives, a look at Percival Everett's Pulitzer Prize winning novel, Jane, a course on improv, which I'm personally very excited about, another one on the Mozart DuPont operas, and a multi-instructor course on the 2025 Virginia elections. When I first joined the Academic Programs Committee, I was nervous about meeting the committee's mission of finding volunteers to teach college-level courses. But I discovered that our excellent instructors all have a passion for lifelong learning. John Fordresher, one of our fabulous literature professors, articulated that passion very well recently when he told me this, quote, "The opportunity to shape, develop, and offer these courses is enormously rewarding for me simply because I can use what I've studied and learned again and keep active that aspect of my life. It keeps me well and active, and so it's a great gift to me." At the end of June, I will conclude my service as co-chair of the Academic Programs Committee. My excellent partner in this endeavor, Deborah Shapiro, will continue as co-chair. Susan Bornstein will succeed me as co-chair, and while I'm stepping down as co-chair, I will remain an active member of the committee. Like Professor Fordresher, I have found my work on the committee to be very rewarding. It's allowed me to awaken old skills and to develop new ones, and it's been a very valuable opportunity to forge new friendships. The committee welcomes new members, and I encourage you to consider joining us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Couldn't have said it better. As I close out the official business of the annual meeting, let me do a quick shout out to our staff, Laura, Patty, Carrie, and Donna. You make it possible, and we thank you. Also, our valued partners help us make this work possible. George Mason University, Arlington 55 Plus, the Alliance for Arlington Senior Programs, the libraries, and Arlington Community Learning. We appreciate their continued support. So with that, let me turn it over to Laura, and she'll show us a brief video, and then we'll take any Q&As. And then please do not go away. Please join us for Patricia Linderman, who's going to make us laugh through laughing yoga. So set your screens for gallery, get ready to laugh and enjoy. See you all in a few minutes. Laura?
Well, before we do that, I just want to say a quick word of thank you to all of you. Everything you've heard about today would not be possible without our 150 volunteers in so many roles. And many of you here with us are volunteers, and some of you are new members. And so I hope you've had a nice introduction to Encore Learning. Before we do the laughter yoga, and Patricia can chime in if people need to do anything to be ready for that. They need to put their stand up or sit down or anything, but be ready for that. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a slideshow that we put together. Staff, especially Donna, worked on a slideshow, and it's an enjoyable moment. So get your cup of coffee and sit back and review the year. This will start in a moment. If I can get it. Here we go.